So wonderful to have all of you in again. Before I actually go about telling you what we are going to do in today's session, let me do a little recap and also understand. I'm going to ask you certain questions so that I'm very sure that you have understood what we did yesterday. Okay. Okay. As a so we were talking about mastery of performance management, right? Okay. So we talked about performance is very, very important in an organization. Performance is definitely an output of the employee. Now, if the performance is not planned, if it is not aligned, then what happens? Everybody does their own performance, but when you aggregate them, the business is not sure whether they have achieved their goals, right? Okay. Now, how do you ensure that you have a very effective performance management? Got it? Okay. So I talked about in the performance management cycle or in the process, the stage one or the first process, the first stage is called anybody,
Goal
please.
setting.
Yeah. So goal setting, that is what we do. That's an important component or an element. So that forms the stage one or the step one process, which is also called planning for performance. Typically, it is called PP, performance planning. Got it? Now, in this first stage performance planning, the manager and his reportee, both of them sit together, all right, understand the person's role. Of course, yeah, the manager has the job description, and broadly from the job description, he is going to actually discuss 4 to 5 KRAs. Why only 4 to 5 when you have a job description of 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages? The job description will contain, it will document everything what the person does, all the responsibilities, all the activities. In essence, that all those activities, what he will do, maybe actually culminate or maybe result into just broad categories, broad result areas of 4 to 5, right? Now, having said that, now if I will say, hey, CG is an HR recruitment executive, and these are the 3 or 4 KRAs. Now, at the end of the year, how do I know she has performed? So I have identified KRAs or I have set the KRAs. How do I know that she has actually performed? What is that I need to have? Furthermore, I need to have some kind of measures, some kind of indicators for all those KRAs so that I'm able to assess, so that I'm able to evaluate. Right? Now, instead of evaluating at the end of the year, so what we are saying is there is a stage two, what we call it as managing performance. Once you have set the goals, you have understood what the person. Remember, I also talked about resource planning, whether you need money, material, machinery, whatever. Like, for example, I'm a recruiter and I'm not able to get good candidates within the budget you have given me. So I need to negotiate and say, hey, boss, you want to hire very good candidates, but within this budget, we are not getting. We may need to increase our budgets, right? Or say, for example, CG is the recruitment executive, and you want the turnaround time to be reduced from say 60 days to 45 days. So I will say, hey, can we look at, digitizing the entire thing? Can you look at automating your recruitment system? Can we use ATM? That is application tracking mechanism, where you need some kind of a computer skills, or further upgrading your own computer skills. So both of them discuss and say, maybe then we'll have to send you for training program. You getting me? So at that point of time, but there is no point. Okay, fine, sir, I will reduce the number of days. But you go back, you are doing the same method, but turnaround time is going to take the same thing. How are you going to reduce? So all this is done. So KRAs And then measures. So what are those measures called? KPIs. How do I measure? We discussed KRA, KPI. Have you understood the linkage between KRA and KPI? Key performance indicators. So these key performance indicators are for what? For the result areas, which are typically lag. Now, I will actually identify what are lead KPIs, because it's very important that I also identify the lead KPIs so that I'm tracking number of channels he's looking at, number of resumes received, huh? uh, yield ratio. So these are all lead indicators. As I explained yesterday, lead indicators, what are they? They are activities which will translate into outcomes, which will translate into end results. Clear, guys? Chanel, clear?
Yes.
So yesterday we did this, but let me just quickly take you through so that this is there within your minds, very, very clear. Where is that? Yeah. So that when I show you something, it will be very clear. Okay. Because after this, then I'm not taking up this. So can you see? I purposely put it very big so that. So what did we say? When we are talking about the PMS, the first step is, can you see? Goal setting. Got it? Now, part, as a part of the goal setting, the first thing, what will you do? Set. Please, anybody, can you see? KRAs. Then
Correct.
you will look at KPI, key performance indicators. Now, key performance indicators, they will be lead KPIs and lag KPIs. What is the difference between lead and lag here? Anyone? When we talk about lead, if the KRA is reducing attrition, what are those things which he will be doing? We need to track so that it will what? Translate into the outcome or the result. Got it? So lag is the end result. Lead is the activities, what you are doing. For example, some of the KRAs. Responsibility, recruiting, attrition, improving attendance, expected results, position filled on time, recruitment effectiveness, employee retention. Now, if these are some of the KRAs for different positions in the HR. Now, at the end of the quarter, if I don't have any measures, how will I assess him? So I need to have what? Measures.
Right.
For example, recruitment effectiveness. So how will I measure? The effectiveness of recruitment, I will measure how many vacancies are filled, how many are not filled, right? So that is the measure, vacancies. So the indicator, the key performance indicator will be vacancy closure. So if I have vacancy closure, 50%, what is it? Positions are not closed. Are you effective? Are you effective? No.
No.
So I'm able to say you are not effective. How? By looking at this, saying that, oh, 50% vacancies are still, these positions are still open. They are not closed. So therefore, I get an understanding. Got it? Very
Yes.
clear?
Yes.
Now, what is the difference between lead and lag? I've been repeatedly telling lead and lag. Lag indicator is what? Lag
End
KPI
result.
is the end result. But I also should know if I have to help the employee to ensure that he performs, he actually achieves the KRA, then I need to identify, not at the end. Hari Om Singh, You could have done A, B, C, D to achieve this.
Yes.
When during performance review. Now tell me, will it add value to you?
No.
Why? Because, अरे ma'am, पहले बता देना था ना, right in the beginning, I would have done these things. है ना?
Yes.
What's the point of telling at the end, oh, you should have done like this, you should have done like... So whatever actions you feel which will go translate into end results, you have to discuss right in the beginning in goal setting. A, B, C, D, you should do this, you can do this. So list. Now what will happen as a manager and also you, every month when you track them, you will know, am I performing? Am I improving? If I'm not, why am I not doing? So that means I'll go and ask my boss, is there something else I should do to achieve this? I don't have to wait till the end of the quarter or end of 6 months or end of the year. Got it?
Yeah.
My
Yes.
point, why am I emphasizing? So lead KPIs are for what? Tracking. Like, a sales guy. How many customer visits have you done? How many profiles have you sourced? Have you sourced or have you put the right kind of a job description? All this. Lag will be achieved. Results. How much have you done? What is the attrition percentage? What is the attendance percentage, etc. For example, you can, if we have to do, this is the kind of a matrix. Say, for example, a recruitment manager. Okay? So, if you see a recruitment manager, supposing KRA is vacancy closure, so I will say, hey, lag is what? At the end of the time, I will tell him how many positions are actually open or how many positions are closed. But what is the target? I have kept 95% lag. So I'm going to look at every week, how many are you sourcing? How many profiles? He has only done 25. That means no, 25 is the target and he has done only 15. So what I'll say, hey, increase your number of profiles. No? So this area is very important. Why? Because this helps me to track the performance so that I know then achievement is happening. But I cannot work here. You cannot keep telling you got only 80 marks, 80 marks. I have to tell him, hey, but why did he get 80 marks? Does he need to study more in this area? Does he need to change the methods of studying? Does he need to get up early and study? So I have to look at those activities which will translate into results. Okay? Very clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So typically, when does it happen? At the beginning of the year. And then what happens? You start tracking. Okay. So that is why I just wanted to show you this. Is any doubts in this? Everything is clear?
Yes.
KRA, KPA, just give me a thumbs up, lead and lag. What are the things which I want you to be very clear here? KRAs, KPA, KPIs, lead and lag. Okay, done. Great, great, great. So I wanted to tell you all that yesterday we taught you goal setting, KRAs, KPIs. Now it happens, it is set. When does goal setting happen? I told you at the
Beginning
of the year. At the beginning, which is called typically performance planning. And
Yeah.
once that happens, then you keep getting continuous feedback through your lead KPIs to improve the performance continuously through coaching, check-ins, and discussions. So I just wanted to show you while we are doing certain elements, how are we actually then, at which stage are we with respect to PMS? Okay. All this, okay. Just to reinforce again, we did this yesterday. Now, we were talking about KRAs, KPIs, okay, lead, lag. But now, for every role, we also said, hey, this role should also have a line of sight. No, I will come, I'll do something. Another person will come, another do. But how is it? How are we aligning these goals to business objectives or business strategy? right? So that is very, very important. What does it mean? That what you do at this level, role level KRAs, have to be aligned with business strategy. Are you with me? If you are what is it, Aarti as an HR head is doing something here which is not at all aligned with the business strategy, what happens?
There will be a
Does
disconnect.
the business Aarti, yeah, tell me.
There will be a disconnect with the business goals and
Totally disconnect. That means what you are doing, your MD will say, Madam Aarti, what are we doing to achieve our business objectives? I want absolutely quality. My hire should be of high quality with these competencies, and you are hiring someone else. So obviously there's no alignment because he's not able to do his work. So everything you do should be aligned with the business strategy. So therefore, how do we do it? We use a very interesting tool, either this way or there is another tool which we use called the balance scorecard, where you are cascading down the strategy to objectives, objectives to goals, and goals to KRS. And I'm sure most of you in your organization do it. So when you're setting goals, you have to ensure that, hey, where are you getting your goals? You are also looking at what are the functional goals. Now, where did the functional goals come from? Say, for example, Aarti, from where do you get your functional goals? Because you are the HR head. Where do you get your goals? Say, for example, for the area of recruitment, how do you know that you have to recruit X number of people?
there's a business goal already planned for the year, and accordingly requirements are set function department wise, business wise, production, HR, all support functions. These are all aligned with the business goals. That's how I get the requirement.
Absolutely. Because say, for example, your organization is today doing a 500 crore at the beginning of the year. You say, hey, we want to increase our revenue by 20%, 30%. Now, when you want to increase your revenue, you will do redesigning something, but definitely you have to hire more number of people. And at different functions, maybe in production, as you rightly said, maybe, in various functions, wherever you need to. So now that requisition will come to you saying that, hey, we are increasing our revenue this year, our target has been increased. So therefore, now you need to really hire this many numbers, new positions. Okay. So you will ask for budgets in terms of this is my last year budget. So now additionally, I will need this kind of a budgets. Okay. So your functional goals will be drawn from the business. Or say, for example, production guy. From where will he get his production goal? He'll say, hey, we are increasing the revenue. The sales guy will say, so we're going to sell this much more. So obviously, if he has to sell this much more, he will tell the production guy, oh, we need to produce so much more. Right? Now, how will this procurement guy get his goal? Anybody? Procurement,
Depends
or
upon
what I will say as supply guys. Huh?
depends upon the production goals. He will also identify that okay, I have to procure such much material to fulfill the production requirement.
That comes from the
Absolutely.
demand.
Absolutely. So when the sales guy will project his sales and say, this is what we are going to do sales, it will be translated into a production plan. The production plan will be translated to, this is the kind of a material, raw material, this, I need to have, right? So that's how everything is planned. Everybody gets their goals. So it is aligned to the strategy. That is the business strategy. Is this clear? Any, okay. So I'm just trying to reiterate so that you all have sales manager, KRS, customer retention, revenue growth, operation manager, service quality, cost control. So are you seeing that different roles have different KRS and not the same KRS? Why? It's a very basic question, but still I want to know why. Different roles have different KRAs, not the same KRA. Why? Quick. A very basic question.
Because their
The JD is different for you.
and specialities are different. Sales guys supposed to do the customer retention, and operation guys supposed to do the quality production. So their competencies are different, you know. So that's what I understand.
No, competencies, problem solving competency may be with production guy also. Problem solving competency will be with HR person also. Communication will be with, the nature of work is different.
Yeah, the nature of work is different. Yes.
Responsibilities
Yes.
are different. I may be
Yeah.
using a certain competency, communication, or problem solving or decision making, which are common across. Maybe high intensity, low intensity, but my nature of work is different. Very clear?
Yes.
Huh? My responsibility is different. The operation guy's responsibility is different. Sales guy's responsibility is different. I'm assuming that, generally you all are very good at all this, so we're skipping it. But so if the what are some of the characteristic of good measure? Good measure. Measures have to be quantifiable. What gets measured only when something is measured, right? Quantifiable means what? That means you are giving numbers to it. So you can typically follow the SMART way, which is called specific, time bound, data backed, relevant. So they have to be measurable. Why should they be measurable? Because they provide data. You can't be vague. Then it will happen like somebody was saying, oh, I should have got more, I should have got less. Because then what happens? The decisions we take for reward management become, if they don't have data, the decisions we take to evaluate performance and reward becomes what?
Vague.
Huh? Vague.
Vague,
Yes,
vague.
A little more becomes what? Subjective. I feel Aarti has done good work. It is coming at a feel. If somebody said, Channel, I feel you haven't done good work, how will Channel feel? Oh, but I did such good work, hard work, and you are feeling so you have to provide data to say whether you did good work or not good work, right? You can't say, I feel you are not good. I think you are. So no scope for feelings and thinking and opinions when you have what? Proper measures. When you have proper measures, then you also tell him, not at the end of the year, right at the beginning, when you're doing goal setting. You have to show him, this is the way I want the performance. And your performance will be measured, evaluated on these metrics, on these parameters. Then what will I do? Let's ask Chanel. Huh? Though it is early hour for her. Chanel, what will you do if I tell you right in the beginning?
I'll be able to apply it and change.
Then you will try to achieve your target based on those measures, right?
Right.
And there is no scope for rating errors. There is no scope for subjectivity. There is no scope for personal bias. There is no scope for perception. Because we human beings are very, we have subjectivity. We operate on opinions, feeling. The first thing I look at a person, oh, interview. I can actually evaluate the person in 5 minutes, the time I look at him and say whether I should hire him or not. Where is that coming from? Typically a judgment, right? Okay.
Right.
And when you do such things, obviously people are not happy. And when people are not happy and motivated, and say, for example, 80% of your workforce feels that, hey, there is no transparency in the way they evaluate performance. So therefore, even the rewards they give are not fair. Then what will happen? Engagement becomes very low. So when engagement becomes low, then again, what happens? It impacts on productivity. When productivity gets low, it impacts on revenue and therefore profits. So organizations start, losing slowly and slowly. They tend to then, um, I mean, get into that what loss making organization. So now you know how critical it is for your employees to be engaged, your employees to see that there is fairness in the way their performance is evaluated. And that is why a highly effective performance management system, it has to be transparent. And how can it be transparent and objective? By rightly setting the goals. What are you supposed to, what is expected out of you? Is there clarity in what am I supposed to do? And how will my performance be evaluated? I'm reinforcing because this is key. And is it aligned to the business strategy? Okay. Say, for example, customer retention. So if KRA result area is customer retention. So typically a KPI can be what? Retention rate percentage. So then from where can you find out? From your CRM. The data source can be CRM. Repeat percentage means clients who are coming to buy repeated. So from where will you get that data? From your sales system. Please give me put up your hand wherever you feel you need a clarification. Okay. Otherwise, I will assume that things are going fine. Look at operational efficiency. So key performance indicators would be stock out rate. What does that mean? Anybody who understands? Say, for example, I'll give you a very simple, example. You go to a shop and you are looking at how many times your inventory, certain products are not there, stock out. So typically what happens for a warehouse guy or whatever, he has to ensure that the product is there. If the product is not there and CG has gone to buy that product, what happens? You have lost a customer, right? Arey, kya hai? Huh? Madam, I'll show you something else. No, but I want that only. So you lost a sale. Leading
Ma'am, last slide.
indicators.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry to disturb you.
Yeah.
What is the total SKU?
Total
Formula is
S. Anybody who wants to
S.
say?
Total SKUs. This
Yeah,
formula.
what is
No?
SKU? What is SKUs? Anybody? Just trying to understand, the level of. Have you people gone to say a shop where they are selling? Say, for example, they are selling a shoe shop. All right. Huh? So what are SKUs? So in a shoe shop, you can have different varieties of Bata shop. What is it? Shoes of different brands. Okay. So SKU is nothing but how many varieties are you having? Closer to it, like say, for example, paneer. We have at least 10 SKUs in paneer. We have 500 grams, we have 20 grams, we have smaller packets, we have bigger packets. Because not everybody wants the same weight and the same big pack. So your shampoo, okay, best is shampoo. Shampoos, SKUs in shampoo. There will be what? Variety of sizes of shampoo and combinations, or say flavors of milk. So SKU are nothing but what? Different products, brands. How many varieties are you having? Hariom, are you clear on that?
Yes, ma'am. Now clear.
See,
Right.
typically this is used by the marketing guy. When you are saying, hey, um, each item is called an SKU. Like different shirts. How many types of shirts do we have? So this is even for barcode, you will talk about it here. So many SKUs. Okay. Typically used in the supply chain, procurement, etc. Okay. Is this clear? Leading indicators, lagging indicators for sales, customer follow-ups will lead to, if you keep following up 10 customers, it will lead to revenue. What is the pipeline size? What does it mean?
Not, ma'am, please explain
Pardon?
that.
The
Huh?
upcoming
For example, I can relate it with your recruitment. Say, for example, you have certain positions. You create pipelines, right? Saying that I have 20 people, 30 people in the pipeline now. So I'm releasing 10 people and I will see how. And once, if they are not actually being selected, then you will take out the next 10 people. So in the pipeline, you will keep that. Likewise, for a sales guy also, he will make cold calls and then he will keep ready 10, 15, 20 in the pipeline. So then he will slowly try to confirm them into orders. Are you with me? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay.
So, ma'am, how the pipeline size goes to the market share? Just explain
Fine.
that. Like,
Yeah, pipeline size in the sense, if you don't have a pipeline, how will you convert it into market share? If Hariom is a sales guy, I'll say, hey, you have to increase market share. You have to increase market share. But you have to actually increase your pipeline, means number of people who are wanting to buy that product. Like, for example, you are a recruitment guy. You are closing positions. You have to close positions. So I will tell you, okay, how many are there in the pipeline whom you have already sourced, screened, shortlisted, and kept them. Are you with me now?
no, yes, clear.
So if I'll say, hey, you will again go to sourcing, screening, shortlisting. So you can't just say only 3 people. So you have to keep a pipeline ready for already been sourced, screened, shortlisted, etc. Got it?
backup, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Backup
It's
plan.
like, okay, absolutely. It's a simple word. You need to keep a backup. No?
Yes, clear.
It's like, for example, I'll give you another interesting example. I think some of you have heard me saying that there is something called human capital index. If some of you recall in the compensation or analytics or somewhere, I spoke about it. You recall human capital index or human capital readiness index. Anybody who remembers? Say, for example, I have 10 or 15% of critical positions in certain key strategic functions. Okay. So at any point of time, I need to have what? A backup. So I will say at least 30% of people should be there in the pipeline, shadowing and everything. The actual positions may be only 10, but I still need to keep a backup readily available. Why so? Why so? Because somebody leaves, then I can't afford to have that position open or, vacant, because why? It's a strategic position. It's a key driver position, which will translate into what? Revenues. So your CEO will just go wild if your position is vacant there. Are you with me?
Correct.
So, as an HR head, I have to take the responsibility, the ownership of identifying by asking every business leader which are your key critical positions, strategic positions. Strategic positions are not 100% all positions. They could be 5%, 10%. They not necessarily only top management positions. They could also be as low as even your frontline people, but it's a critical position. Got it?
Yeah.
In hospitality, the person who's attending to customers, sometimes at the guy at the concierge might be a very critical person, right? If you don't have people there, then whom will they go to? No? Okay. Okay, I'll take a minute. This is like a Karan Johar's rapid fire round. Huh? Let me see. What is the exercise? Indicators. Identify number of training hours. Lead lag. That will also show
Lead.
me that you have understood. Huh?
Lead.
Some people are having some. Huh?
Lead.
Lead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are these thinking? I'm not sure. Or
Oh,
Shannon, are
I'm
you sure?
sure. I'm sure it's
You're
lead,
sure?
lead, ma'am.
It's lead. Absolutely, it's lead because it is not the end result, which will lead to capability, upgrading of skills, upgrading of competencies, right? Huh? Okay. Revenue growth.
Lag.
Like
Lead.
Lag.
I heard
Lag,
someone
ma'am.
saying lead. I heard someone saying lead.
Lag.
Any doubts? Huh? Outcome. What is that you do to achieve revenue growth? That will be a lead. But revenue growth is the end result.
So lag.
Got it?
like
Customer complaints.
lead.
Lead.
Channel is thinking. Channel or Sriji are saying lead
Ma'am,
डालना lag करना.
customer complaint received or customer complaint resolution given?
Action. So customer complaints is lead. If you resolve customer complaints, it will translate into
Lag.
retention of customers, increase of customers. Got it? Action को ये सोचना है कि वो is it performance is action lead. Website traffic.
Lag.
So you need to do something to reduce that website traffic, right? Attrition rate.
Like
I want to know who's
No,
that
ma'am,
person
this
who
is
said lead.
leading. This is
Lead.
leading.
Lead.
How can it be lead? Tell me attrition rate.
Rate,
Outcome.
rate will be, yes, correct.
Rate. So we will say, hey, what is that? So I will give you the attrition rate is HRBP attrition rate will be a KRA. So what are those things you will do? What are those actions will you do to reduce attrition? Okay. I hope everybody is clear. Huh?
yes.
Okay. So this is again how annual goals get translated to quarterly, quarterly to monthly, monthly to milestones. Okay.
Just explain. Go to the back, ma'am, please. Annual goes to the quarterly, quarterly to monthly. Then milestone, how, ma'am?
You tell me what is milestone.
Whatever
I
we are
have
going to
monthly
achieve.
goals. I have monthly
Yes.
goals. So what I will do, okay, that monthly goal, 20% milestones means I have not reached, I have not achieved that monthly goal. But if I don't keep every week one milestone, every week 25% you have to finish. Another week the 50, then what I will do? So unless and until, like for example, I'm 100 kilos. So I want to reduce at least 30 kilos. I need to have a milestone, no? कि इतने दिन में maybe 2
Clear.
kilos. And
Understood,
then,
ma'am.
okay?
Understood.
Yeah. Okay, this is on priority, weightages. We typically call weightages. Not all KRAs will be of equal priority. Yes, no. Whatever you do may
Yes.
not be of equal priority, right? Some may be more important for business, some may be a little less important for business. So therefore, weightage is very, very important. When I say weightage, everything should total up to or sum up to quick weightage. Jaldi say, this is a fire round, a rapid fire round. What does it mean? Weightage should be summing up to 100.
100%.
100.
100%.
Okay. So once you know which is of the, and the typically how you do it is, if you have 4 KRAs, first look at the highest and the lowest. Okay, that's the easiest way. Which is the least and the highest, and then the rest two you can give weightages very easily. And this is typically done by iteration. Means sometimes you don't do weightages on your own. You actually sit with a business committee or some 2-3 senior people who have a good understanding, who have the understanding of business, the role, etc., or all these things. So then you actually say, okay, fine. So this could be, and with few consultations, you can do the iteration, calibrate it, and sum it up to 100. Okay. This, of course, everybody knows. In a performance management, of course, this is what we will teach you in session 3, that, what is a performance level? Obviously, you will have a rating scale, right?
I have one question on this. Outstanding. How it can be more than 100%? Like the achievement, if we are measuring more than
very
100%.
interesting, very interesting. Can it be more than 100, or it should be only 100? Outstanding.
It can
I'll
be
give you an
more than,
example.
always more than
I'll
100.
I'll give you an example, Om. See, I'm a sales guy. Okay, I've been given a target of 150 units. This is something I have to make. Now, I have, achieved more than my target, and in fact, much more. Okay, much more than 100. I've gone up to 120 or 130. So that level I'm putting, if you have achieved more than 120%, that's outstanding. Typically, what are these performance levels? These are not, typically to the operational people. When you achieve more than your target, and how much more? So, because I have to also incentivize you. So, if you have achieved more than 120%, it's outstanding. Your incentive will be different. If you have achieved between only 100 and 120%, so look at the 100% as an X amount. Are you with me? Or X units of production. So, if you have achieved 120%, X plus, so you are outstanding. So if you have not achieved, you have less than 80%, that means you are below the target. So you don't get anything, right? Are you with me? Everybody very clear?
Yes.
Okay. So a very good performance management system is very specific to the role. You can't have. Can you have the same KPIs to everybody? I mentioned in the first time now, when your KRAs are different, even your KPIs will be different. Won't they? You can't measure, everybody with the same thing, because they are doing different things. They will be measured differently. For somebody, you will have a different measure. For employee satisfaction index, you will have some different measure. So for every position or function, they will be measured in a different way. Okay. All right. Yesterday, we were talking about, say, I will just take one goal, which is, sometimes we understand, align HR strategy with business goals. Okay. Typically, an HR head key strategic objective is he has to align the HR strategy with business goals. That means HR strategy will comprise of all kind of functions, which will be recruitment, performance management, compensation, L&D, everything, all those things. He has to create a strategy which has to be aligned with the business goals. So therefore, yesterday we were talking about. So it will be a lot many things. So one team goal would be develop and execute HR roadmap along with business priorities, which we talked about yesterday, right? So today we were talking about KPI. KPI is always a measure. It has to be quantified. So therefore, number of business review meetings completed. Does he have a measure it here? There is a number here. How many times did you do? 1, 2, 3. So KPI will be that. So is it a lead indicator or a lag indicator? Action. So it is an activity.
Lead.
So will
Lead.
it be
Lead.
so anything with regard to lead? It will lead to what? It will lead to preparing a roadmap. But yes, so quarterly target will be quarterly reviews completed with all business heads. That is your target. Means you have to do business meetings, business reviews with all the business heads, and so that it will lead to what? It will lead to quarterly reviews. That is the lag, which in turn will lead to also preparing an HR roadmap. Got it? So we just reviewed it so that you can actually, I'm actually trying to help you understand and read this. So all of you have been emailed this entire thing, which is quite a long one. Okay. And it is absolutely clear with all KPIs and lead and lag indicators and targets, etc. Okay. So when you go back, you can have a look at, and in fact, you can pick up few things whenever you want to do it for your own role. All right, guys.
One more thing, Nirmala. Now here, like for this role, measurement frequency is quarterly, right? So they can create their own dashboard, beyond this, January to March, and then
They
April
can create
to
a
June.
dynamic dashboard, no?
Yeah. So you can further
Which
add
keeps changing on its own.
Yes. So you can put, all those, periodics to make it more visible and give you more clarity while
In
you are
fact, that's the
progressing.
best part in today's times. It can become a dynamic dashboard.
Yeah.
It will track your own goals. It will track your reportees' goals. And if you are an HR head, it will track all your functional other managers' goals.
Right.
And then you can, at one go, you can get the progress. Don't have to wait till end of the month or end of the quarter, and you can then do coaching, feedback, etc.
So,
Okay.
and since all these are in Excel sheet, it can be easily, further, developed in Power BI and create dynamic dashboards, which are real-time dashboard. You can see yourself, your directors can see it, you can see it, your team can see it and see the progress, and, accordingly you can proceed with your targets.
Yeah. And interestingly, when Vilma has said that you can do it in Power BI, the advantage of that is, see, I'm finding it so difficult to read. But if you have visuals, if you have your, bar charts and pie charts, etc., it becomes all the more interesting to track your progress of performance. Okay. Yeah. Any questions before we get into this very interesting and very critical management tool called a balance scorecard? Then we'll start the balance scorecard. Okay, guys?
Ma'am, can we get one directive for this KPI and KRA for all the departments?
Yes. I will send you. We have 51 HR metrics. So, those are the important ones, right? So that we will send you. Along with the second session 2 PPTs and all the details, recordings, we'll add the KPIs also.
I want to also tell you a secret. The consultant mostly, there is so much of information, you don't have to start from, point zero and reinvent the wheel. So, like for example, if Vilma will send you, there are so many KPIs for different roles. So it's like, I don't know if I've told you, for a job description, you don't have to go sit with the person with the role and then keep writing what all he does. You can use a template. You can go to own it, and then today you can use even AI to get a job description and then customize it. So likewise, you can actually get KRAs, KPIs, then customize it. You can't use the same thing exactly because different industry, different environment, but customize. then what happens? Your work gets easier. You don't need people, consultants, and pay money. And at the same time, your organization is going to be very happy because you saved their money and you also made them very professional. And you have made it, when you have systems in place, what happens? There is transparency. If you don't have a system, then what happens? Most of your decisions are subjective, opinionated, and biased. So that's why ensure that you have systems in place. Systems can be calibrated, then you can keep improving them. Not that today I'm going to make the world's best PMS. No, work in progress hota rahega. But at least you must have a system in place. Will you agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You can't say, okay,
Yes, correct.
I have to be, best. No, that, mindset has changed. It can be work in progress. You can keep improving. Okay, guys. Do you want to tell me how many of you have heard this word called balanced scorecard? Anybody? BSC. Typically, it's called BSC. Anybody? Just yes or no, not because of anything. Just wanting to know. Anybody who's heard of this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes? Okay. Now, this, you may say, what is this? But this is also a tool. It's a tool. What do you use? When I say tools are used for what?
Measuring.
Why do you use a tool? Like, say, for example, in the kitchen, because I'm a woman, in the kitchen, our most common tool is a knife. What do you do with the knife?
Cutting.
We cut it.
We keep cutting onions, chopping, anything, right? So you use it for certain purpose. So likewise, balance scorecard is a very what um, uh, management performance management tool. That means you can use it for your performance management. Performance management is a system, right? You're trying to capture performance. So to make it very objective, to reduce bias, to ensure that there is also what? Constant follow-up, checks, okay? And I'm not just focusing on one area, I'm focusing that word, balance in all areas. So it's a tool. You understood? So tool is used for doing certain work. Now here balance scorecard is used for performance management system. Got it? That's very clear. Now, having said that, scorecard. How do you understand scorecard? When you go to school, you get a report card. When I get a report card, what is that? What do you have in a report card? You will
All
have a
the
list of
performance of
subjects,
Marks, numbers.
and then you have written exam. So math, I have got 80, English 60, science something. So what happens when you look at a report card? What do you understand, or what is that you get out of a report card? When you see a report card of your child or of yourself in the past, what does it tell you?
Overall performance, ma'am.
Where are you vis-a-vis those subjects?
Subjects.
Whatever subjects have been given, where are you vis-a-vis those subjects? Are you A? Are you B? Are you C? So it gives you an understanding of where are you. So likewise, when I say balance scorecards, this is a scorecard because it tells you or it gives you an understanding or positions you vis-a-vis certain perspectives or vis-a-vis certain areas which are important for the business, which are important for the achievement of business goals. Got it? Now we'll come to what are those areas. Balanced. It does not give weightage or push yourself to only one area. Earlier on, so when I say, hey, traditionally, organizations, when we were talking about organizations and when we would evaluate organizations, they were traditionally evaluated by only one area or one parameter. What is that? The financial parameter. You recall? Oh, that company, it is 1,000 crores. This company, it is 500 crores. So based on the financials, like revenue, the profit, you said, oh, that's doing very well. This is not doing very well. So we were only looking at financial parameters. So what are those financial metrics you can think of? What are some of those financial metrics can you think of? In a balance sheet, yesterday Chanel
Balance
was
sheet.
talking about
Yes.
profit and loss. What are those metrics? Can you give me some names of those financial?
Maybe like the payroll budget?
Yeah. The first thing your CEO will want to know is what is my revenue?
Yeah.
Right? What is my revenue? How many revenue?
Liabilities.
Then he will want to know
Liabilities.
what is my profit? What is my EBITDA? Right?
Profit and loss.
EBITDA margin.
EBITDA. What is my margin? So these are all financial metrics. Now, what would you consider? Are these lag indicators or lead indicators?
Lead.
Lead.
Hariom is thinking.
No,
I
these are
gave you
lag
one thumb
indicators,
rule.
ma'am.
I
Lag.
gave you one thumb rule, Hariom. Lag indicators means you got 100 marks in maths. Is it a lag indicator or a lead indicator?
It's
100
a
marks.
lag indicator.
Lag
Lag.
indicator. Lag.
End result, outcome. So financial parameters or financial metrics are all lag indicators, outcomes. And we were only looking at organizations where sales guy will say, marketing manager, you haven't done so much of sales, see only revenue, keep on harping on that. Then they said, hey, but this is a wrong way of looking at things because it cannot, your financial, which is lag, cannot increase unless and until you work on other parameters. There are certain things you need to do. What is it? Sell more or make better products. Have good people working in your organization with good culture who will be engaged and who will give them better productivity. So then they said, hey, we need to look at other perspectives which are actually contributing to these financial parameters. Market share. I'll keep calling the marketing guy and say, hey, why is our market share less? Why is our market share is a lag indicator? But what you need to do, you have to sell more to achieve increase of market share. I can sell more only when I have a better product or a better service, right? So what is that I need to do? That means I need to have better internal business processes. Means if my processes, production process, customer service orientation process. So if these are better, then I can improve. So this is called, it's balanced. So let us see, it's balanced. Got it? So when we say it's, no, this, first let me show you this. So this is called a balance scorecard. So when we say balance scorecard, it gives me 4 perspectives: financial perspective, customer perspective, internal business processes, and learning and growth. So this was actually propounded by Robert and Kaplan. They said, hey, don't just look at financial perspective is nothing but an area, you can say. Don't look at just financial results. We need to also look at what are we doing from the customer point of view? What are we doing from our internal, that is business processes point of view? And what are we doing from the learning and growth point of view? Now, I'll tell you. So when we talk about financials, financial perspective, we, how do we measure them? We only measure them in terms of revenue, with profit, loss, etc. And when we look at customer, we are looking at market share, how many new customers, how many old customers, all that. So these both financial area and customer area, they are typically outcomes. They are also called lag indicators. Okay. What are they called? Lag indicators. They are outcomes, end results. Now, I can increase my customer retention. I can increase new customers only when I am able to make very good products. If I'm in a service industry, very good services. That means very good products, very good services. So I need to have good business processes internally. Good. What are business processes? Can you name some of the business processes? Quick.
Quality,
Anybody?
quality, maintaining the quality.
So, yeah, that's what I wanted to have clarity. So, business processes are nothing but again, I can call them as functions, production, supply chain management, okay, marketing, regulatory. So, when I have those very good processes in them, then I'm able to give better products and services. And by giving better products and services, I'm able to give better customer value proposition, which in turn makes more money for me, and therefore I'll get more revenue. So that means where should my focus be? To increase my revenue or to increase my customer market share? Where should the focus be? Business processes. But who will run my business processes? If I don't have a good production manager, will he give me good products? If I don't have a good supply chain guy, product procurement guy, will he give me good material supply? If I don't have a good HR person, will they recruit good people? So therefore, what we call it as learning and growth culture and technology. By having the right skills, right culture, right technology, I'll be able to give better people, recruit better people, train better people who will actually then what? Work in these processes, who in turn will give better products. Then by selling the better products, I will get promotion. So these two internal business processes, IBP and learning and growth and technology, these two are what? Lead indicators. Because only if I want better revenue, I have to work here. Internal business process, L&D, not here. So when I say a balanced scorecard, I'm looking at all the four and I will create a scorecard right at the top. Then it will cascade down on all four parameters and not just on one parameter so that it is balanced and I know that my business goals are achieved. Are you finding the link now? Some relevance? Huh? Are you getting now the sense of it? So that means every organization will have a mission, right? Mission, every organization, whether explicit chip out on the walls or whether internally without explicit. It will be there. Why are we existing? Say, for example, I will ask Chanel, what would be your mission statement? You may remember, we may not remember. But tell me, you are in a security kind of a thing. What could be your why is your organization? Why are you existing? Like for example, pharma. Typically, the mission statement will be what? Good health. No, we exist because we want to give good health to people. Now, you also will have what? Certain values, because the focus of all your performance management, your incentive system, everything will depend on the kind of culture, values. Every organization will have certain values depending on the kind of products and services it will manufacture. Agreed?
Yes.
No? Like, for example, the Tatas, they do not get into businesses like alcohol, cigarettes, etc. Why? They said, no, it will make money. But our value is to be very ethical and we don't want to get into those businesses. So have you ever, I'm just saying, not that, So, any other values?
Trust. Um,
Your value could be employee first.
yeah,
Agreed,
that's
Chanel?
yes.
Quality first,
Supposing
quality.
what will they do then? No, yeah, I'll just come to that. What will you do if your value is employee first?
We'll probably have a focus on employee engagement. We'll probably have a focus on good
Absolutely.
benefit.
That will become the focus center. You will have a lot of employee centric and there will be a lot of career guidance, development. That means you'll be high on L&D because you believe that, hey, if my employees are happy, then they will make my customers happy. And if my customers are happy, I will get more business. Correct? Yeah?
That's
No?
right. Yes.
Yeah. Like, for example, Google believes in what? Innovation and creativity. That's one of their values. So it says, hey, so what do? They like to recruit people who are highly innovative, creative, not just one person, across the organization, because that's how they create new products, new features. Got it? So your values depend on your products and what is the customer value proposition you want to give. Companies like Google, Microsoft, they say, hey, we want to be our customer value proposition is product leadership. What is it? Product leadership. When I say product leadership, that means I want to improve my products. I want to keep adding new features. Have you seen Apple? Now, abhi
Yes.
Apple 15 aa gaya, then you will see very soon Apple 16. Then what happens? You want to go and find a part for it. Old product, it won't be there. Why? Why is it not there? Because
They
they
have a
don't
new
want you to buy
product.
the old. They want you to buy the new ones, right?
Yes, yes, they
The
do.
market, the shopkeeper say, "Ma'am, wo outdated ho gaya. We don't have that, right? That's outdated. So you won't keep them. You'll withdraw them. So that's how they are pushing their new products. Vision. So typically, every organization will have a long-term vision, a short-term vision. It could be just in short term. Typically, insurance companies, retail, they want to make more sales, etc. What is that we want to be in the future, right? So every organization will have a mission, values, and vision, whether implicit or explicit. Means whether I state it or whether I don't state it. Okay. Some organizations will have nice, big hoardings, but whether they live that vision, values, it's a different thing. Why is vision very important?
It's like
Is
your
it really important? Is it really important in an organization?
Yes.
Yes, what they want to achieve.
It
Okay.
tells
So
us
I will
where they
just,
want to
so
go here.
Om says it is related to achievement. Okay. Anything else? Yeah.
Maybe to tell people where they want to go in the next 5 to 7 years or less.
Okay. I'll just write. He said achieve. Okay. All right. Then somebody said tell people where the organization is growing. Is that what you want to say?
Yes, yes.
Huh? Where are we going?
Yes.
Growing means every employee wants to know, hey, is this organization, where will it be in the next 5 years? That way. Huh? Okay. Vision. Okay. Anyone else?
without
Just to get a
vision,
feel. Huh?
probably the organizations may not be able to make proper strategy because the vision will be blurred and they would like to
Okay.
do
So you are
anything.
saying we can't plan. Can I say that?
Yeah, that's right.
We can't plan. Huh? Say, for example, I'm a person who is coming to an ex company. I don't know what the vision of this company. I'm an HR person doing recruitment. I come. So what will I do? I will go to some placement agencies. I'll go to social media, source people, do the job. Then by the end of the day, 5 o'clock, okay, I'm going. Every day I come, do my, attendance. Do some work. Okay. What's happening? Is there passion? Are you motivating them? Are you engaging them? What am I doing? Is there a sense of purpose? Is there a line of sight for me? So that is why every organization, vision is important, and vision has to be communicated down the line at all levels, not just by a CEO. Every reporting manager has to communicate in the way, they do things, in the goal setting, everything. Why? Because when you have a vision, you are creating a line of sight and saying, hey, this is so. Every person who comes in the morning, will say, hey, you know, I want to do this work. The quality of work will differ. There will be value addition. There will be ownership. There will be accountability. Self-managed. This is a vision. I should do it. He'll come out with new ideas. Will you agree with me? The culture will be so different. Like, for example, we want to grow. So everybody will say, hey, we have to go. We have to have a high performance management. So everybody will be motivated. So that's how vision is very, very important. And not vision only in the room of CEO. Only he knows the vision and only his top bosses know the vision. Or vision should be confidential, or should it be known to everybody?
Everyone.
Communicated to everybody. Everybody has to be communicated. And HR is the champion for it. HR has to be the champion for communicating the vision, because HR is a facilitator to ensure that the organization achieves, performs, right? You agree? HR ऐसा नहीं कि okay sir, we are not in a service. See, look at the HR is not like, for example, gone are the days when, okay, business will say, I want 10 people. I want this to be hired. I want so much of increase in income. No, HR is not just a third party or a, service. It has to be a strategic function where it has to partner. And if you have to partner, align, you have to get inspiration from vision, and you have to ensure that, the culture is communicated. Culture is not something written there in the CEO's rooms. We have to live it. When I say teamwork, quality, Hariom said quality. If one of my values is quality, what will I be doing? Quick.
It means
I
that
say quality is one of,
we are producing the quality product.
So if I say quality product, we have to do quality product. So that means I need to have this quality measure as a KPI in across the organization, because quality becomes very, very important for me, right? In everything I do, I have to live it. And how will I live it? Ensuring that it becomes your measure, because what gets measured only gets done. What does not get measured does not get done. Now, most of the oil and gas, or most of the highly dangerous manufacturers also, safety is very important. Safety नहीं है कि just okay, come checklist डाल दिया. Safety is very important, right? So how do they live it?
Yes.
And especially in some industries where, it could be very hazardous environment, oil and rig and etc. So are you with me now? Depending on the nature of the organization and depending on your value proposition to the customer, say for example, Starbucks. What do you think could be their one of their values? I'm sure everybody, at least once in a lifetime, you would have gone to have coffee there, no? If not many a times. Starbucks.
Customer is
What is
important.
that you like in them? Typically, what happens? I'm sure Aarti must have visited in Bangalore. There are a good number of Starbucks.
Yes,
What's
it
your
is.
favorite drink? I'm sure even Chanel must have gone because in the airports I only see Starbucks and Starbucks and Starbucks. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chanel, share your experience. Anybody?
So I don't go anymore because I just have spiritual
She
beliefs,
said,
but
uh,
they have good customer service.
they
You
have
know,
good customers.
their coffee is bad for you. It's toxic, but they have good
Talks.
customer service, so
Okay.
people don't
So what
care
do
that
they
they're
do?
drinking.
They will give you a big smile. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
How are you? Huh? Then they
Yeah.
will ask you what type of I want coffee. What kind of coffee you want? How much sugar you want? What is the time? Then he will tell you, go into, they will not be quick and just giving you coffee. They want to know you. They want to know more about your likes. They want to know more about your dislikes. What is that you like? And ensure that you buy something. No,
And they asked you,
that
how
is what
big do
you
you want it?
experience.
Do you want it
Customer
bigger?
experience. And they will ask you how big you want. And they'll
Yeah.
write a nice name, everything, and big. And you get so overwhelmed with that talk. It's okay, fine. I'll have a big one. Then after that, you have to throw half of it again. Huh?
Chanel has bad
So
Yeah.
experience
this is.
with Starbucks, I guess.
And you pay a bomb. Huh? So, what is that value? Customer delight, not just customer satisfaction. They delight you. That is their core value. And that is what is there. In fact, if you say the go to, it's one of their value discipline strategies, customer delight. Okay. Yeah. So, based on the mission, vision, values, etc., you decide on a strategy, business strategy, most commonly used. What is a strategy? What comes to your mind? We use this word very loosely. When I say strategy,
Planning,
what? Huh?
planning, planning, planning with
Planning,
some
right? Okay.
timelines. Yeah.
Every day, this everybody, this is my strategy, But this word strategy came from the typical war strategy, stratagem, right? So, when you talk about a business strategy, it is much more than just a strategy word which we use every day. We use it interchangeably with our planning. No, but let me tell you, strategy is quite different from just the word planning. But though we keep saying strategy, okay? Because strategy takes into consideration what all your resources you have, all your strengths, and typically you do some analysis of what SWOT analysis. What is SWOT?
Strength,
Strength, weakness,
weakness,
opportunities and threats of
right.
the organization. What are my strengths of the organization? What are the weaknesses of, what are the opportunities? What are the threats based on what I want to be? What are my values? I do a SWOT. I also do a PESTLE analysis. What is PESTLE?
What, ma'am? Sorry, ma'am.
PESTLE, PESTLE, PESTLE analysis.
Mm.
Environment, technology,
Right.
right? Huh? Legality, that is regulatory. I need to know all these things, right? Where am I in the environment? What is it? Like, for example, in the food industry, a strategy without taking into consideration the regulatory and compliances is very high there, right?
Yeah.
Like, for
Yes, it
example,
is.
if I'm in a product where environment is very, very critical for me, okay? So these are all the things which I take into consideration, and then I will craft a strategy, right? Now, once I have a strategy, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be in the next 5 years. So many products I want to make, so much of revenue I want to make. Who is going to make it? Only CEO and top leaders? Who is going to make it?
Us.
How are you going to get this translated? The CEO and his 4 people are sitting there making the strategy. Now, how does it get executed? At the end of the year, how does it translate into achievements?
KPIs and KRAs.
Now, are you seeing? they get cascaded down right up to the individual level. Now, even when you're doing just KRA setting, they get cascaded down. But now when you use a balance scorecard, your strategy gets what? Cascaded down, not just by just 1, 2 goals, but in those 4 areas. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Then you know that what is that you need to do in every perspective. Then once you get them, then you get what? Outcomes, which are lag indicators. That is, delighted customers, shareholders are very happy because you have increased their revenue, your processes are very, very robust and very good, and you also have a motivated workforce because you have worked on all the 4 areas. You have seen that there is a balanced view. Got it, guys? This is just to give you an so that you understand it in a very simple form. Because when you will read a book on balance scorecard, you will not be able to understand. But I tried to put it in a very, very simple format. Now let me go back to this. 1 second. Now you will understand if I keep 1 second. Let me close this. If I oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Ma'am, I have one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that what will be the duration for the long-term vision and short-term vision? If we are
What is
going
the
to duration, like how, what will the number of years for the making the long-term
yeah?
vision
Let
and short-term vision?
Yes, Hariom. In fact, let me tell you, in my time, okay, when we were working, say about 10, 15 years ago, we would go on an annual plan, 5-year plan, long-term vision of 10 years, 15 years. But it depends on if you're in a manufacturing organization, you still have a long-term plan of 5 years, 6 years, or 10 years. Now, your plan is dependent on what kind of product and service you are into. If your technology is changing constantly in the VUCA world, which is unpredictable, if you are having a very long-term plan, can you hold these plans? Because a lot of things will change. Are you with me? Huh?
Yes,
So
yes,
depending on product and service, but having said that, IT, etc., cannot have a long-term plan. Okay. Because their technology changes so fast, their product portfolio changes so fast that what is today, current can become obsolete tomorrow. So constant. So they have to have plans 6 months, 1 year, shift quickly. Agility is very important for them. Agility. So therefore, because they have to be agile, even their organizational structures, their compensation systems, everything is ये नहीं कि हम ऐसा करते थे. We have been doing like this. Nothing holds like that because you have to respond to market. You have to respond to customer. So what is customer is priority. He is the king. So I need to give what is required. But in manufacture, changes take place slowly. So they still have 5 years to 8 years, not much. But still, like for example, even automobiles, you see, there was a time, it took a lot of time, petrol, diesel. Now EV has come. EV is becoming. Now from EV again, now hybrid is coming. Now again, hydrogen is coming. So you can imagine how it's changing, right? So
yes,
if I have
yes.
plans, if I create a design, I'm investing. Don't you think all your investment will go waste when your product won't be sold because everything has changed? Even the
Correct.
government is saying 10 years or 15 years, no diesel cars. Then what will happen? No? So you have to be
Yes,
current with market intelligence. What is it? So short term is typically 1, 2 years, but today long term doesn't really hold good for for most of the organizations. Yes, stable organizations where not much of change is happening, you can still plan for 5 to 6 years. Okay. Okay.
absolutely.
See, I have given you everything, but I just want to take you through. So I told you balance scorecard, it has 4 perspectives. Financial and customer. These are lag. These are outcomes. Internal process and learning and growth. These are lead. These are performance drivers. Now, earlier we only used to look at financials, but now what are we doing? We are looking at all the four parameters, so we have what? See, this is what we have. In every parameter, in every parameter, we'll have objectives, we'll have measures, we'll have targets, and we'll have initiatives, okay? Which will cascade down so that we are able to track. We are able to track not just in one perspective, but we are tracking on all four perspective at every level. Even at an individual level also, sometimes you will have all the four perspectives. Okay. I can see some people getting a little restless. I know I need to give a break. Hey guys, you take a break now and come back 4:11. I'll leave it to Wilma. Yes, Wilma.
They can come back at 4:11, no? 4:20.
Yeah, yeah. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay. We can come back at 4:20. Done.
Has everybody joined? Is everybody there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Shannon is there. Om, Aarti, CG.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Okay. CG, are you there?
Okay. Yeah, Aarti is there. I can see.
Okay,
All
you can
right.
start.
Yeah. One second. Okay.
Ma'am, I just want to share something. When you were explaining about this, process and this learning being the lag indicators,
Yeah.
I was just explaining to my management about this balance scorecard, and I was convinced. I was made to get convinced that even if we do a lot of learning and we uh, grow in terms of new product development and all that, ultimately it's going to help in our finances. So learning and growth is not the scorecard we should have.
Who said that?
uh, Discussions, the leaders, ultimately it's
Acha, they
gonna.
said so L&D should not have. I'm coming to that, in fact. Yeah, yeah. Very important. I was just checking out whether I have that slide. But nevertheless, no problem. I'll explain. And it's very important. Before that is Hari Om there? I can see him here, but Hari Om, are you there? Hi, Hari. Where are you?
Yeah, I have joined.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Hari. At that point of time, it just slipped off my mind and I was wondering. You asked me about, stock. What is SKU? Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
S stands for stock. S
Mhm.
stands
Keep
for
it
stock.
unit.
K for keeping and U for unit. So it is actually
Mm.
stock keeping unit. Now, what does it
Okay.
mean by saying SKU? Typically, the procurement people or the inventory people do this SKU. It is actually what? A unique identification code. Now, you may say, "Arey, what is this unique?" Say, for example, you have gone to a shop and buying shirts. So, there is a shirt, blue color, okay? And blue shirt, small size. So, there will be a kind of, code given there. B for blue, short S, BS, small S. Okay. So it's a unique identification code for every product you have. So you may say, but why should they have it? Say, like the time they're having doing billing, order processing, etc., it becomes very easy for them. Have you noticed when you go take your clothes there to your retail store, they will look at that and quickly, bill it. So this is actually given to every product. If you are in a store or if you are buying something, even any product, so this is a code given so that they can easily track, easily do the billing, and also manage your stock. Now, how do I know in my store that curd is less or milk is less or certain product is less? By looking at the codes, quickly they will know, hey, stock out means there is no stock. I have to get more stock. Or I can also get to know that this is one item which is getting sold fast. Okay. So it's
Understood.
a unique code. All right. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Now
you.
responding to Aarti. Aarti. So most of the progressive organizations, in order to grow, Robert and Kaplan has started this. He was the one who developed this management tool, which is very effective. Okay, let me give that context. So there are two perspectives, and so it's a scorecard which tracks every person in the organization. When you are using a BSC scorecard, that means your goal setting is done, not just like that, any 3 goals, any 4 goals, but they are set on these 4 perspectives. Now you were saying that yes, when we discuss in organizations, we talk about supposing I am going to develop a product or I'm going to sell more, automatically the financials, that is the revenue increases. Now let me give you the logic. Okay, how are you going to develop your products, or how are you increasing your scales, your sales? Because your internal business processes, like say for example sales and marketing, or maybe what I should say, better product, your production or your R&D has improved. Now, are there processes just on their own, or are there talent there who are running those processes? Aarti, I'm asking you this question. Are we having talent there?
Yes.
So we have talent, human talent embedded in those processes, right? They are the ones who are running production process or quality process for me or procurement process for me. For example, so here I'm here. Now this is L&D. I have not hired the right kind of people. I have not given right kind of training, development, upskilling, etc. Proper kind of culture, because the work needs team, but I'm not giving team any training, or the compensation system is such that it is promoting individual competition, but the work is team. So is the learning, and so the learning and growth, which is actually what the kind of people I hire, the kind of skill sets I need vis-a-vis the hiring, the kind of culture, the kind of OD program, the kind of technology, all that goes to improve your processes. Are you with me now? So only when your people are there, you are able to deliver better products because they are able to work on those processes. See, many a times, have you noticed in most of the organization, my production manager is not up to the mark. Yeah, my quality guy is not able to do my work. So ultimately, your processes are run by people, no? Your R&D, your everything. So this and this are the lead indicators, which in turn going to impact customer and financials. Are you with me now, Aarti? So that's
Yes,
why
yes,
the
ma'am.
focus in balance scorecard is also given to learning and growth. Because you look at top down when I'm cascading goals, but you aggregate, it is from bottom up that you need to work. You can't work at a customer. You want to increase your market share. How will you do? Just tell me. Starbucks, example, you want to increase market share. Just how will you do?
Promotions,
Formula
offers.
process. Okay, I will give you a lead. If you want to increase market share, that means you need more customers. You need to have more retain old customers, and also you need to have new customers. Okay. So to have new customers, you need to increase your customer delight by attracting people. Who are those people who will delight the customers? Those front-end people who will actually sell things and make them good. It doesn't happen automatically. So you have to hire the right kind of people with the right EQ, and also give them orientation, training, booting. Do you know Starbucks? They have such a stringent, training program for their front end people, so that they are able to really, increase the levels of customer delight. It doesn't happen that way. And even knowledge of the product, various products, etc. Because when they have to talk to the customer, they also have to talk the offerings, the choices they can have, what is it, in what values, what proportions. They will suggest you everything, right? So now you are understanding without the L&D, how are they able to increase market share? It impacts. If you want better coffee, maybe, so this guy who's a technician or whoever, he has to improve the processes to make better coffee. So L&D and internal business processes are the lead indicators. If I work on these two perspectives, only then I can improve the customer and financial. But I can't work from financials. I have to work from bottom up. But cascading comes top down. You divide the goals at every level, but it has to go bottom up when you're aggregating and when you want to look at it. Okay, let me just show you. So the best part is, like when I said scorecard, it is a report card balanced. Why is that balanced? It is not leaning towards just one perspective, financials, or one perspective, customer. It is giving a balanced approach. It is taking a balanced approach, evaluating in all the 4 parameters, because the fundamental premise or the philosophy or the ethos of this scorecard is that if I am working in all the parameters, 3 parameters, perspectives, then my financial will automatically be better. Okay, will automatically be better. Now let me just come and show you. So every perspective will have their what? Objectives. Objective will have KPIs. It will have what? Initiatives. It will have targets, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, like you can see in financial, total assets or gross margin, net income, all these are what? Lag indicators or lead indicators? All this total assets, gross margins,
These are
profit
lag
per employee.
indicators now.
Absolutely. Outcomes, end results, right? End results. So there can be a measure, value added per employee. If I want to see net income, okay, or revenue divided by total assets. So you will have necessary or corresponding KPIs. KPIs also could be lag or could be lead as well. That means some of them which evaluate your lag indicators, or some of them which will evaluate your lead indicators. So for every perspective, financial, customer, so let us see customer measures. Like say, for example, customer satisfaction. Is it a lag indicator?
Lag indicator.
Yeah. So what is that you will do to increase the customer satisfaction? All those action items will be your lead indicators. Okay. Internal processes, internal business processes. They could be, typically what happens, internal business on time delivery. Typically, where does it come? It could be in production, right? Delivery, lead time, where could it be? If you were to look at it from the HR perspective, average lead time, where will it be? In which function?
Recruitment.
Recruitment, absolutely. Inventory turnover, where will it be? Typically in a manufacturing organization.
Yeah.
Where? Inventory
Supply
turnover.
chain. Supply
Pardon?
chain.
Absolutely,
Supply.
absolutely. Yeah, supplies or procurement. No?
Lag.
Patent pending, will it be in R&D?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Defect percentage, where will it be? Defect related to quality.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Defect.
Quality
Quality.
improvement.
Okay, ठीक है.
What's
Learning
R&D
and growth.
mean?
So L&D. So you can see learning and growth, average years of service or turnover rate, employee satisfaction. Okay. Motivation index, diversity rates. Do you capture diversity index in your organization?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important. Yeah, I'm sure Siri must be doing it. Chanel also, they do it.
Yeah.
not
Ma'am,
much,
could,
not much
ma'am,
as such in India. Yeah.
ma'am, could you guide about this diversity index? Something?
Pardon?
Could you tell something about this diversity index?
Yeah. Whoever is capturing, would you like to tell something about it? What is diversity? Diversity is what?
Different
It
places.
is different groups. I mean, different ethnic groups or
Yeah.
different
So
nationalities.
when we talk about diversity, we will typically talk about genders, maybe male, female. But today, let me be open. Uh, we do not have any bias towards not only male, female, but even to LGBT, right? You can't say, oh, we're not openly, at least you can't say that. No?
Also
And
for the geography.
in fact, in America, it's taken as an offense. Okay. All right. Married, unmarried, nothing of the kind. Then demographics, huh? Then caste, creed, race. Okay. So, but how does it help? See, diversity is very important because, say, for example, you are going to recruit people for 80%, 90% from a certain location or a certain geography or a certain, what is it, um, uh, language. There is a great disadvantage. Do you know that? Huh?
No.
Diversity is healthy. And now, Hariom, are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's why we don't hire people only from certain location. So you hire people to have a good diversity ratio. All women, unless and of course you are having that one of your vision values is this is just a woman, all women organization. Then of course you are only hiring all women. Huh? That's I mean, that is what you are expressing, that we are all only women's organization. But otherwise, typically, it's always good. But because there are certain organizations which do not, and especially after we have been having this maternity leave for 6 months as mandatory, as a regulatory, organizations have actually started reducing the number of women employees, especially married women employees. And it's a fact because they go on leave for 6 months. Oh my God, our work will get, disrupted. Okay. So what does it mean when you're using a balanced scorecard? When it cascades down, then you are getting what? Measures created at every level because they are cascading down, under those four perspectives. Okay. Under the four perspectives. In this way, what are we doing? A very important thing when you're using a balanced scorecard, you're linking strategy. Are you seeing? The strategy gets translated to the last mile. What is the meaning when I said the strategy getting translated to the last mile?
That simply means, ma'am, whatever activities done even by the uh,
That
lower band or yeah,
nothing falls behind the gaps. Everything gets
yeah,
done, right?
yeah.
No gaps, so that the entire thing. Otherwise, something is getting done, something is not getting done. No, it's not like that. It gets cascaded and to all the departments and next level. So it goes from, top management will have their own balance scorecard under four perspectives. Then the next level, then the next level, then the business unit level, location level, department level, at an even individual level, the scorecard gets translated. Okay. And of course, sometimes it is also updated. Now, along with this, I'm sure all of you know this. Okay, let me just run through. Lead employee turnover rate is a lead indicator. Satisfaction is a lag. Number of cashiers is typically what? An input. Output. Outcome is what? When you do certain things, outcome. Outcome and also can be a lag indicator. Waiting time, Is it objective, quantitative? Because, a number can be customer complaints. Are they subjective or qualitative? Both this is a qualitative thing, customer complaints, right? So, as HR professionals, you also have to differentiate these things. What is objective? What is subjective? Quantitative, anything related to numbers is quantitative. Anything related to statements is qualitative. Like, for example, in a rating system, outstanding, poor, average, good, outstanding. What is this? Is this quantitative or qualitative? These statements, poor, average, good, outstanding, excellent. This
Qualitative.
is qualitative. Now, can I convert
Qualitative.
qualitative into quantitative?
If you put numbers, it will become quantitative.
Absolutely. If I put a scale to it, anchor it with a scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I can convert this into a quantitative scale, right? Because that's what we do when we do a survey. From qualitative, from customer complaints which are qualitative, I can convert it into quantitative and then do my analysis. I'm sure I've spoken sufficient about lead and lag. Any clarifications further?
Ma'am, can you
Just
please go to the last slide, ma'am?
1 second. Yeah. The previous one?
The previous
The
one.
previous one?
The previous one. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Here in the definition, it says intermediate outcomes that predicts or
Where?
the first one, lead.
First one.
The intermediate outcomes that predicts or drive bottom line performance results. Results cannot be lead, no more. Bottom line
No, no.
performance.
So here we need to understand that
Right.
when we talk about broadly lead and lag from the balance scorecard perspective, it is outcomes are end results, leads are all the initiatives.
Oh.
But having said that, let me also take you to a very nice, interesting example. Say, for example, your funnel, recruitment funnel. Recruitment funnel is what? It starts with your requisition. It's an input, right? This requisition, then you put it in the sourcing channel and you get resumes. So now at every stage, that is sourcing, screening, shortlisting, interview, the output of the previous one becomes an input for your next one, the subsequent one. So can you look at it as what the output of that one becomes a lead for the next one? So that is what is that intermediate outcome. Are you with me now?
Yes, absolutely.
Huh?
And thank
See,
you.
it's very clear, I hope. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is clear. Do you want me to? So lag and the lead are very clear. It's important. And doesn't mean that lag means it will only be a lag or lead. So it will change.
Yeah.
It can change. Because when my input is going to you, my output is going to you, which is an input for you, then what happens? For me, it is a lag. But for you,
it becomes the lead. Yeah.
Lead. So in work, when you're doing, there is an interdependency. So what is my lag? Unless I get that as a lead from you, I can't do my work.
Right.
Okay. Others? Siji, Chanel, Hariom. Yeah? Are you all there? Just give me a thumbs up.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are all measures we talked about, because you're going to do small exercise which will be very interesting. So we talked about 4 perspectives. Okay. targets we have talked about sufficiently. All right. I want to quickly take you. So this is how it is. So at the top management level, you'll have a scorecard like this with financial perspective. What is the objective, measure, target? The next level also will have like this. They'll be cascading down. So when for the HR person, though the HR will have, the HR head will have her own, objectives from the financial perspective, customer perspective, internal process, learning growth. Then you will have measures, targets, initiative. Then again, the next level will, so this will again cascade into for the recruitment guy, for the PMS and COEs. So they will be cascading down. So likewise, nothing gets lost. So when you aggregate everything, then the business is able to achieve. Now, after this will be sent to you all, after they have done this, the Kaplan people have said, hey, now, with the help of a, what is that? Strategic map, it becomes much easier. Let me take 2 minutes to teach you this. Yeah. Every organization, typically, it's very important. You can reflect on your own organization. Every organization falls into one or two of this strategic focus. It is also called value discipline. Okay? Whether it is Arti's organization or Hariom or Channel, every organization will fall into one or two of this focus, strategic focus, or what we call it also as value discipline. Okay? What is this? So according to this, value discipline, there are 3 types of value disciplines or 3 types of go-to strategy. Means how do I go to the market? One is operational excellence. Like for example, most of these organizations, Amazon, or for example, McDonald's pizzas, okay, or example, all these retail store chains, they all focus on operational excellence. And what is their philosophy? What is that? They have to run their processes very well because they actually operate at a less cost, less margin by giving affordable, at an affordable cost and a good product. So their salaries won't be very high. Okay. They typically pay average and a little above average salaries. So you can't expect Amazon to pay very good salary. You can't expect McDonald's to pay very good salary because they are actually operating on what? Large, large volumes. So they make small profits. So, their standardized processes. So they are looking at what? Operational focus. So their focus is mostly on efficiency of everything. So cost focus, efficiency, like Maruti. I don't know if Chanel may not remember. So Maruti is one brand of car which is a considerably it's a car which is of good quality but affordable cost. Okay. Now here, it will not be a very complex technology. Change does not happen much in technology. So they operate only in certain products where technology doesn't change much. Okay. Next value discipline is customer delight or customer intimacy. Like for example, Starbucks. It says, hey, I will focus on customers. I will delight them. I will capture through my CRM all the likes, dislikes, everything of customer and make a product which is very close to what they like. So these are organizations which are highly competitive because they're all the time looking at a strong customer focus. The third type is product leadership. Company like Google, Apple, they thrive on my products are very good. We're all the time discovering new features. We lead, but their products are not going to be cheap. So they are going to pay high salaries to recruit and hire people, very good people at high salaries. So you will see that companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Intel, they pay high salaries because they hire very good engineers so that their employees can make products which are of very with complex technology, good features. Now, what happens in your organization also, if you want to make margins, first of all, everybody should understand, hey, am I in an operational excellence company or a customer intimate company or a product leadership? What is my focus? Now, an organization cannot be good at all three. Typically, PPOs are here, operational excellence, and to some extent, customer intimacy. Okay. Typically, IT product development companies are into product leadership companies. Okay. And typically, operational excellence companies like Toyota, others, so their affordability is there, so they are at here. Now, if I say all three, then you just can't focus. That means because operational excellence and product leadership are absolutely opposite. Have you seen any company which is a BPO and also IT development, product development company? They can be two different companies, but you can't have the same compensation policy, the same kind of policies for both the companies. It's like, I don't know if you heard about, Indians will know. There was this brand of soap called Nirma washing powder. Chanel. So in India, we had a brand soap powder called Nirma. It was positioned where operational excellence means cheap, good. So a lot of people. Suddenly they came up with a product which, as I said, is premium. The customer did not buy the product because it said, hey, but this is cheap and affordable cost. Now you can't position it at a premium and say they came out with other products, but because the customers couldn't see that way, so they did not really sell well. The same with, I don't know, Life Boy. Have you heard of Life Boy channel? I don't know whether it's an Indian brand, Life Boy.
No. Mm-mm.
Have you heard of Life Boy? Okay, this is another soap which was actually positioned here, Operation Excellence. That means cheap and good. But then they came up with some premium soaps, but nobody would buy them because in their minds, Life Boy is cheap. So what I meant is, if you are positioning here, it's like Southwest Airlines. Where would you tell me, Chanel? Where is it in this three? Where is their strategic focus?
Maybe operational excellence.
Absolutely. Maybe it is because they are cost effective, okay, and affordable, timely, punctual. They say, hey, what the person needs is a cheap ticket, convenient, they're seen as a transport, not no luxury, etc. So it is pitched at this. What are the other airways which are like, luxury and all that? Which is other airways? I forget. You have Delta also. Delta is also here in US. Yeah.
United Airlines would be luxury.
Which one?
Or JetBlue. United Airlines or JetBlue. Those are more
Okay, yeah,
expensive.
absolutely. Okay. Now, there was one question which she asked. Responding to this, I was looking for this. I wasn't very sure if I had this. Financial perspective. How is it measured? Return on capital, profits, revenue, etc. Right? How is customers think? Customer loyalty, market share. So you can't work here. You have to start here. If you hire better employees with better skills, with better training, then what happens? Your quality of processes are better. You reduce process cycling time. No, your cycle time comes down because you have better people operating this. So your process quality, process cycle time are better. Then you are able to deliver on-time delivery. So your customers are loyal and therefore there is higher return. Are you seeing that? So it actually works from bottom. So the next time you have a discussion, Aarti, please give them this figure.
I had
Okay?
tough time. Ma'am, I had tough time using all jargons and then simplifying it. And then
No, no,
ultimately,
this is
it's
as simple
all
as this. Hmm?
ultimately the revenue matters. So ultimately the sales will happen. Uh, so learning and growth should not be the KPI for the salespeople. Okay, fine,
The
taken.
best part is the revenue matters, the productivity matters. Okay? But what are the activities or what are the initiatives you need to do to improve that? Then people will come and say, oh, we have to increase our product portfolio, we have to improve our products. No. How do you increase the products? You need to have better processes. But who are the people who will operate those processes? Ultimately, if you don't have the right human capital, you cannot. So that's where L&D becomes very, very critical. I think the next time you should convince them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This time I'm gonna do
Even,
it. I'm determined.
even if it is a family-owned organization, they will understand it. Let me tell you, Arati. I'm telling you today, nobody can say, hey, this is like saying, telling a child, get good marks, but you are not telling them how to go about it,
Very
right?
good example,
That's
ma'am. Very
that's
good
the key.
example.
How
Yeah.
to go about it. I'm telling the child, concentrate, pay attention, but you are not telling what is that I need to do to concentrate or what is I
True,
need to.
true.
Huh?
Indeed,
It's
indeed.
an
Yeah.
outcome. Tension. Why am I not being attentive? Because I'm getting a lot of thoughts. How do I reduce those thoughts? So that is what people don't tell. No, we'll only tell concentrate or we'll say be attentive. Okay.
I have a quick question. If
Yes, sir.
your employer, if they hire people that don't have good skill sets because they want to hire cheap, they pay low, how do you still get them to do good work? How do you still get your strategic objectives met?
Absolutely. That's a very good question. And I think all my HR people, recruitment team has always been telling me, ma'am, we can't get good people because we are. Now, for example, Channel, the kind of business model your organization is, which is into security, it is purely an operational excellence model. Okay? It's an operation. Now, what happens if you're going to increase wage cost? What happens if I'm going to increase the salary of people? What's the impact? My wage cost will become high. Okay? If my wage cost is going to become high, then what happens? It will eat into my, if my operational costs are high, it will eat into my profits. Okay. Now there is a particular ratio in every industry. There's a particular ratio with which, when I say ratio, what is it? Employee turnover to ETC, we say employee turnover to revenue, or ECT also, employee cost to revenue. That means if it is more in and on an average, typically industries have. So you have to benchmark. Now, you said, I'm not getting employees with that particular. So, it is a strategy you have to sit down. You can't solve it by one person. So, what you need to do, the next alternative, if I cannot pay salaries more than 60th percentile or 50th percentile, and I have to get better people, what do you need to do? Get people with less experience and train them so that you are able to get work out of them. You with me, Shannon?
Yes, like
Because I
the
know as an HR head, I am absolutely there. Except for 2% or 3% of positions which are very critical, the supply of these positions which are looking at is quite high. So it is not that you cannot get. As a HRBP or as a compensation manager or as a recruitment manager, you have to see, hey, which are those places, or can I look at alternative ways of looking at workforce at a cheaper rate? Like, for example, in security, you can also look at people who have mm, not retired, because they'll be old people and you definitely want good young physical strength people in the security who get into some kind of uh, short term army, short term police. So you have to look at alternative pools. What I meant is, because there is a solution to the problem. When you take people cheap, now you are looking at the problem only with, hey, if I increase salary, I'll get better people. But let me also tell you, you increase salary, but you will still have attrition and you might not have the right people. Let me tell you. I can give you a guarantee. Because it is the motivational check. It is the aptitude you need to look at. It is a challenge, but we need to look beyond. Because I've gone through the motions and I can very well understand. Because this is the easiest way. Oh, fine, increase the salary and we can get better people. But let me tell you, you can't get that. That's not the solution, guys. You can never get it. Okay? Yeah.
Because we
Channel
hire
part.
people that
Pardon?
they fight each other at work, they cuss each other out. Like it's like a really hostile, angry workforce in one of my locations. And I was trying to figure out why they keep hiring people that they have anger problems,
Mm-hmm.
but they're
Mm-hmm.
young
Mm.
and they're like 19, 20, 21, and
Oh,
like
oh, yeah. So that, because very young, they also have this, they can't concentrate, they have anger, they have high expectations, and once they are into the organization, their expectations are not met, right?
yeah.
I can understand. Absolutely. Oh my God. So you will have to do a lot of counseling then, huh?
Yes, I
And
counsel
you,
all the time. Like two employees, they got into a fist fight over changing the thermostat.
a
One
lot
person
of,
wanted it cold, the other person wanted it hot.
okay, okay. Hmm. So you have a lot of work on hand, both in terms of counseling and also whoever is hiring, and the hiring manager or the hiring executive typically looks at closing the numbers without looking at the quality of people, because his measure is only numbers, close the numbers within the turnaround time. That's why it's very, very important that it is just not closing numbers. It is also a measure has to be put that if he iterates within 3 months or 6 months, that is, the person he has hired has to stay at least for 6 months. And if he has iterated, if he has exited, resigned, that means he has not hired the right kind of a person. Not necessarily because they do not have the skills to perform, but maybe he does not have the right motivational. You need to check for motivation as well. And especially in things like, BPO, security, there are certain traits which are very, very critical. You need to check for them. Like, for example, I'm hiring a driver. What are some of the things you will check for? Ensure that they are absolutely essential. He's good at a driver. So will I hire him just because he's good at hiring, good at driving?
He should
No.
not be alcoholic.
Hmm?
He should not have anger issues, because on the road he can lose his
How does he
patience.
negotiate? How traffic? Huh? Safety.
Safety,
Very important safety. Does he? Huh? So there are certain one or two things, characteristics for every job, which are very, very essential and critical behavioral competencies that we need to check. Likewise, for a security guy, it is not just that he's physically good, healthy, he can do all, he can stand all. Huh? Like, the security guy, yeah, You have to look at even his physical. Does he get tired easily? Because his job is to stand for so many hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Is he able to stand? Does he have the patience or he let looses? Right? So these are things which you can't train them in because they take a long time. And the organization does not have time to, give them so much of time. Not that they are not, you can't train them, but it takes a long while because there are certain behavioral competencies. Eye for detail, planner. You can't teach him quickly. It's a habit. No, you will see some people very well planned everything. You go to somebody's table, it'll be all in a mess. It's a habit, right? Yeah.
So it sounds
Can I?
like the issue is some of the hiring questions or like a hiring assessment or something.
No, it's very important as to hiring question in the sense A, are you looking at the right pools? Are you posting the right kind of? It starts from even what kind of a job description are you putting in? It's very important, right? Because you are able to attract or you are able to get resumes based on your job description. So if you are not actually getting the right match, maybe you need to go back at every previous stage and see, hey, where is it? I need to really look at it, right? So this is a question of actually hiring, not an HRBP person, because poor HRBP person, the hiring manager has put on you all kinds of people now. I've closed the numbers. Now it's your job to do it. Huh?
Yes.
So right, right attitude is also very, very important. How do they check those attitudes? Like, for example, I'll tell you, a nurse. Will you just hire her only by her technical skills? That she's
No.
competent, very competent, education also very good. Or you will also see for a certain critical competency and what that would be.
Yes, she needs to be sympathetic, empathetic. She needs to be
Concern,
caring.
that empathy, concern, right? Because she's dealing with patients. If she does not know something, how to put an syringe or how to tie that PP instrument, I can teach her. But I can't teach empathy to her. You're with me?
Yes, yes.
So empathy is something which comes. But I can teach her the technical. Up to average, if she is, I can bring her up by training her. But I can't teach certain behavioral competencies which are key to that job. Are you with me, guys? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Like, say, for example, a procurement guy supplies negotiation. Very, very critical, right? It's both a skill
Yes.
and a competency as well. Okay. I want to take you all to so first Kaplan and Robert Kaplan. So they did the balance scorecard. It only had these 4 perspectives with objectives, measures, targets, initiatives. Thereafter, they said, hey, execution still is becoming a challenge. Then they came up with a strategy map. Have you heard of a strategy map?
No.
No. Okay. So strategy map is something very, very confidential, and every organization these days create a strategy map. Simple. A map which helps you to map. What do you use a map for? I want to go to say from Austin is a city in Texas, in America. From Austin to say um, California. I will use a map. So how does the map help me?
Tells me how to get there.
Yeah. So it gives you direction. It gives you that, guidance of which road to take, where to stop, where to go. And then I reach California. So I don't have a map. I'm sitting in the car in Austin. and I want to go to California, and I find a road in front of my house, and I'm sitting and driving, and I'm taking any road, then what will happen?
You're gonna waste time.
Huh? What will
You're gonna
happen?
waste a lot of time.
Huh?
You're gonna waste
I'm
a lot of time because
going.
you don't know
I
where
may
you're going.
reach, I may reach, or I may not reach. Agreed?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
saying I may reach or I may not reach. There are two options, but I'm not definite. But if you have a map, what will happen?
You're guaranteed to get there more than
This is
likely.
again that Alice said, take any road. The Cheshire cat said, take any road and you will go anywhere. But if you want to go to a particular place, you have to take that particular bus. And then if you sit in that bus, and then you will go to that place. So you are definite that you will reach. But if you don't know, if you don't have a map, then you are not definite. You may. So there are 50-50 or maybe 25-75. So when I say strategy map, what does it say? It helps you to achieve your strategy. The map which helps you to achieve your strategy. So that's clear. Now, how does it do it? So there are again using the balance scorecard. What are those perspectives? I want somebody to just call out those perspectives, not because I can't do it, but that will also ensure that people are awake. Yeah. Anybody?
So you
So
want us to call out the perspective?
yeah, what are those perspectives?
Improvement cost structure? Is that a perspective?
The 4 perspectives. There is no vague thing. What are the 4 perspectives in balance scorecard?
Oh shoot.
Yes.
Learning and growth
Ask people,
perspectives,
ma'am, you ask
internal.
people because we are awake. You can see us, okay? You can ask people, take the name and ask.
Okay. Huh? Huh? This is like in a class. Okay, Hari, please,
Yeah,
now you have to say. Okay, Hari, tell me which are those 4 perspectives?
learning and growth perspectives, internal
No, start from
perspectives,
financial, customer,
financial, customer,
customer,
internal perspectives,
yes,
internal,
and then learning and
internal
growth. These are the
learning and
4 perspectives. What are we doing? Strategy map. You must be wondering, I gave you a very interesting map, helps you to definitely reach your destination. Now here, with reference to organization, what is your destination? Achieving the strategy or achieving your business goals through the strategy. Now, these are the 4 perspectives. So in the strategy map, what does it give you? It starts giving you what causes at every perspective, which will translate into effect. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Understand this. What is cause? Cause is something which makes it happen. Like say, for example, when I put a lot of manure in the plant, what happens?
It
Quick,
prospers,
I give this.
blooms,
It grows.
grow
The,
faster.
the plant will grow. So the plant will grow because of the nutrition. So the growth is the outcome. It's a lag indicator.
Yeah.
But the nutrition is something which leads to or which causes. So can I say nutrition causes the effect? The effect is the growth. Are you clear now?
Yes.
Cause and effect, the relationship. So now in a strategy map, we are trying to look at the cause and the effect relationship. Learning and growth and internal perspective are typically called the cause. They are the ones which cause. They are the ones which cause the effect. That is increase in customer, increase in financial perspective. Now, how does it happen? How does it happen? So it all starts from the down. And also for Aarti, she can go to her boss and tell. There is a strategy. Now they want, okay, a certain set of kind of people with certain skills, knowledge, okay, that's a human capital. And with certain systems, I'm a customer delighted company. That means I'll have CRM, etc., or whatever be it. Operational excellence also will have high technology. I'll be using a lot of automation to reduce my costs, etc. And what kind of culture will I have in an operational excellence company? Typically, a lot of teamwork will happen. So team working culture, right? Huh? Team bonding, collaboration. So such work. Now, with all this happening at the learning and growth, this, what happens? This causes the internal processes. Say, for example, this is a retail or uh, a retail store which is into clothes. Okay. Now, the customer value proposition is serving the customer, giving them a very good quality at an affordable cost. That means what are the kind of product features at a good price, at affordable quality, and availability. That means I have various shops in various locations. I have huge selection also. I can buy varieties there. So if it is a, say, functionality, I can wear it at night. There are night gowns. I can wear them for corporate. So various functionalities. Good service. I can come back, give it the kind. So we also have partnership with different high brands. So brand image. So these are all the features I'm giving to the customer. In order to serve the customer with such features, I need to have certain functions with certain processes. What are they? Production. I'll make this a little bigger. Can you see? This is operational management will all have production, everything. Customer management, innovation, regulatory. So depending on your own organization, you will have different functions or departments, which will have their own process. Have you understood till here? I said, you are into business, you are offering certain value proposition to the customer. Say if Aarti is offering marbles, I'm sorry, not marbles, marble stones. Chanel is offering services, security, good, reliable security forces with certain price, quality, etc. Or Hari Om is offering certain product and services in his organization with certain product features. Okay. Now, having said that, you could be in one of the value propositions. What? Product leadership or customer delight or operational excellence. Now, having said that, in order to give that, you will have various functions and job families and processes. You will have, depending on if you are a creative company, innovation process, etc. Now, to run these processes, you need to have people. So, what is the strategy map saying? This is causing this. So that's where I put this. When you have the right processes, what happens? Then you are improving cost structure, and that's why you are also making money. If you are also regulatory, social, everything, people are coming and you're enhancing the customer value and making money. So, okay. So to make this effect happen, you need to work here in the L&D space and in the internal business processes, not in the outcome space, like the customer or the financial. If you want your plant to grow, you have to see what manure you have to put, which soil you have to put. But the growth won't happen without working at the lower end. The growth won't happen. Customers won't have better, they won't give better service or delighted unless and until your people are trained to be customer service oriented. Are you with me? They won't have quality focus unless and until you give them very good training and quality and ensure that you have quality processes in your quality checks, etc. Are you with me now? Cost, and effect. What does strategy map mean? That what is causing the effect. So that's why these arrows. Got it? In simple terms, I explained to you in a very, very simple term because you have not heard of it before. So, operating in the same perspectives of four, strategy map will give you at one go. It's a picture which helps you which variable is causing which one. You can also look at it like, the dependent variable and the independent variables. If I improve what? If I improve the capability of my people, if I improve the people who are working in the processes and thereby improving the efficiency and effectiveness of the processes, then I'm able to give better quality, availability, selection, price. I won't be able to give all this without working on these processes. And these processes have to be worked well or when only people will be working, right? Like, for example, if I want better quality, I need to give my people training in Sigma. But if I give Sigma training for a customer guy, it won't make sense. I have to give Six Sigma training to whom? Quality department. Then only it will make a difference. I have to give training to customer guys so that they are able to respond to customer complaint. So customer management processes. Are you with me? I have to ensure that the product is all the time innovating. So innovation processes. I have to give. So where is my focus? What is that I'm promising to the customer? Keep that and outsource the rest. Are you getting me? These days, what are you doing? Keep the core thing, whatever is very, very critical. What my customer value proposition, the quality depends on that. That I will keep. And the entire thing, like shared service is a concept where you are outsourcing everything. What HR, finance, facilities, everything. Because I can then focus on my core critical processes. Does that resonate anywhere? For example, I'll just take channels working for a security company. Now, ultimately, what is their vision? Vision so that they are reliable, trustworthy, good. So, what happens in order to run such a security company? HR plays a very important role. The kind of training they have to give, the motivational checks they have to ensure, because you can't have the wrong guy enter security with a with a criminal bent of mind. So a lot of, I'm sure, background verification also happens. Am I right, Shana?
Um, a little bit. My
Yeah,
company's really cheap. They're really
pardon?
cheap. I
Yeah.
said my company's really cheap. I mean, everybody gets a standard background check,
Hmm.
but outside of that, unless they
It
have to carry
happens.
a gun.
Yeah, 100% you can't. So your measured target will be okay, 95%, 99% that way, right?
Yeah, but they still fight over thermostats.
And like, for example, motivational checks. Why do you want to do this job? There is so much of hard work, effort, you got to stand, etc. It needs a different kind of stamina. So physical fitness tests are, I'm sure you all go through during hiring. No?
No.
You can't have a guy who's all the time sick and every absenteeism will increase. And your customer will say, what is this? I've employed a security agency, but this guy is all the time absent. No?
Well, we can't do those type of tests. No, we can't do those. Because it can
Yeah.
be discriminatory.
Uh, so, guys, any questions thus far? I know it was a lot of, so that is why I'm giving you pause. I've actually clicked on the pause button for some time. I
My
want to show
question
you
is
one.
the
I want,
functionality, the
yeah,
customer
yeah.
perspective. How come I measure how it's functioning from the customer value?
So, here when it comes to functionality, so this map reflects a
आपको
product,
wasn't that?
product,
आपको-
where, yeah, somebody was saying something. Yeah. Yeah. So
No,
it is not,
okay, you just tell us. Pandy where 4 o'clock come.
it seems to be a product.
आपको इसे करेंगे.
What are the kind of various functions it has? So, like for example, I'll take a smartphone. There are phones
Hariom,
high
there's a
level, right?
background, ma'am. Yeah, I think we're not able to hear you.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಳಪ್ಪಿ ಪಕ್ಕು ಮಾಯ್ಚುಂಡು ಅದಂತೆ.
Somebody's audio is
CG, can you just keep muted? Or Bilma can just mute it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, CG. Functionality is, like for example, say you have a range of phones. Okay. So when your customer comes, there are many functions in it. You can use a recording. You have a voice recording. You have different aspects of it. So that is called functionality. So what are those characteristics you are actually selling to the customer? So that functionality comes mostly from this innovative processes. It's a part of mostly R&D. More, this UX, UA features. How does it appear? Is it very easy to use? So in product, you do a lot of innovation. Okay.
What
Let
does
me just take you.
R&D mean?
Where?
What does R&D mean?
R&D. Is it written anywhere? Research and development.
research and development. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. I just want to take you to one. Okay, maybe I didn't. Is it here? Something. Yeah. What happens? Top to top. Can I just stop it for a minute and then I'll some problem with it? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Why is it not showing another one? Okay. Yeah. 1 second. Not this, but I want to show you. This is a strategy map. Okay. Now, when I said in balance scorecard, at every perspective and at every level, you have a BSC card. Okay. That means all the four perspectives are taken into consideration, and you have objectives, measures, targets, initiative. Just look at this. Southwest Airlines in America and also Indigo, of course, right? We did run into little troubled water, but anyway. Why do you choose Indigo or Southwest Airlines?
Because they're cheaper.
Because they are lower price. Can you say this?
And also
What are
they're
they
on
promising?
time.
What
Also
are they
they're on
promising
time.
to the customer? What are they promising to the customer?
On time.
Low price.
Okay.
They're also
Low price,
promising
safety.
on time.
Affordability,
On
yeah.
time. And like functionality, I think even Southwest and this Indigo in India, availability. Like that is one airline. You want to go to any place, it has almost direct flights to any remote corner. You don't have to take, to one place and then it takes longer time. So availability, right? Reach, etc. So therefore, customers prefer, because they are low, they are punctual, on time. Now, when they're on time, and so it is attracting more customers, new customers, old customers to be typical. For me, I mostly go by Indigo because it is low and also very punctual, assured. So when you have more customers, what is happening? More people are
Revenue
traveling.
Make
grows.
more money.
So more revenue. So when does an airplane make more money, airline? Not when they are actually, grounded on the tarmac. They have to be what?
Flying. Operationally
Flying most of the
active.
time, right? So that
Right.
means you have to reduce what? The turnaround time. You have to reduce what? The turnaround time. That means quick turnaround time. The moment of a flight comes, what happens typically, whether it is in Southwest or even in Indigo, you have the ground staff who are, what do they do typically? Anybody who has traveled in an Indigo or a Southwest, what happens typically?
They process your boarding pass, they take your luggage on the ground duty, and then you also see them in the flights.
Just 1 minute. Abhiya. हाँ, हाँ. Yeah, I'm so sorry for that. So, yeah. So if you notice, when a plane is arriving, the ground staff is readying up people, right? Everything.
Right.
And also, when a flight is touching, when it is, arriving, staff in the aircraft also getting everything ready. Why? They want to reduce the turnaround time, and within 10 or 15 minutes, whatever is the target, they want the flight to take off again. So, does it happen just like that? No. You have to have teamwork, ground staff, people on the board, and also maintenance people. Everybody is running up. So, what happens? So, if you can see, there is a great alignment of ground crew. Does it happen automatically? The amount of teamwork training, etc., is given to these people, which makes them do this fast ground turnaround, internal processes, right? And because of this, they are able to deliver on time and lowest price. Not just because, okay, they want to do it. Because they are able to do it, they are able to attract more customers, which is giving you more revenue, more business. So this causes this effect. This in turn gives this, because of fast turnaround on time and lowest prices. Because of this, it is attracting more customers. So there is a cause and effect. Ultimately, giving you what? Profits or revenue. The cause and the effect. Linkage. So when you create, there will be an assignment. You have to create an arrowhead to the effect, taking it there, cause and the effect. So you will be given an assignment where you have to create a strategy map, maybe for your department or for your organization. So now look at the objectives. So objectives will be at every perspective: financial, customer, internal, learning. So from the financial point of view, what are the objectives? More revenue, more profit, etc. So you're also having measures. Then targets you can write. Now, for example, from the customer, more customers, flight on time, low prices. So you have their measures, targets, initiatives. What are the initiatives? Why do you insist on initiatives? So that you can then reach your objectives, right? Like, for example, a recruitment guy, you are given him a target. Turnaround should be very fast. Instead of 60 days, 30 days. 30 days. Okay? But then what will be the initiative? So he has to come out with new initiatives. Otherwise, doing the old things, the results will be the same. By going through the same motions, the results will be the same. Okay? Now, ground alignment, ground crew. So why should you have measured target at every perspective? Because what gets measured gets done. Because you can evaluate vis-a-vis what you have decided to, or what you have, set as an objective. Otherwise, you will not be able to evaluate. Right? Okay, guys. With this, then we close today for today's session. It's a little heavy, but I would request all of you to go back, have a look at it. And if you fall in love with BSc, I'm telling you, it's such an interesting concept. So there's a very interesting book. It's a digitized book, okay? Grove. I don't know if you have heard of Andy Grove, who is also the father of this OKRs and who's been working in Intel and helped them to grow such a large billion business. I will mail it to you right as soon as we close the session to Vilma, and she will send it to everybody. Is that fine?
Yes, that's
Huh?
great.
Yeah. But please do read. It's a very interesting book. Very interesting. Measure what matters. Just because you have a hammer, you can't keep hitting everywhere, right? You agree? Huh?
Wow, very nice.
Huh? If there are 400 KPIs, 500 KPIs, you're going to capture everything, or you're only going to capture something which is very, very
Relevant.
critical, important, and makes an impact. No?
Very
Yes.
important.
Yes.
Critical.
Okay. So with that, we end today's class. And I know I was a little fast, but I tried to make things very simple for you. I'm
It was
sure.
nice, ma'am.
Hmm?
Thank you
Huh?
so much. It was really
Digestible.
nice. It was.
It wasn't
really-
chewing too much, I guess. Huh?
Are you
Okay.
serious? My cheeks are full. It was a lot, but I have to go back and listen to it again.
So
I'm
here's one.
appreciative.
I will go back and go through the entire recording again, because since we have attended it live, we can easily, capture the crux of it. It needs a
I
lot
want
of
to give a
practice.
small homework. Go back, and in the
Oh
next
my
session,
gosh.
in the first 5 or 10 minutes, I want to know from each one of you, at least people who are there today, what's that one thing you liked in this book? One thing only.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Only one thing.
Okay.
I'm not asking for a
Done.
laundry list.
What is the
Only one
price,
thing.
ma'am? What is the price for that? Because you have to reward me for this work.
Yeah,
Ah!
yeah.
पढ़ने का price.
Session prizes,
Ay, oh my-
Unfortunately, it's a virtual program. So, but then there will be some good prizes as well. Because let me tell you, unless and until the reward, the reward, you don't get excited. That's the philosophy, in the incentive policy. That if you
Ma'am,
know the reward, your motivation is
yeah.
higher to read.
Yeah,
Right?
but just on the lighter note, we are students right now. You
Hey,
are
Auntie,
teacher.
don't
Okay.
worry. We are fortunate that you're there today. Huh? Otherwise, you wouldn't be there around. Huh?
Miss
Yeah.
Wilma, you always over deliver. In every class, you
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
over deliver. And I
always. Your
love it.
classes are really nice. Always. I'm looking
So
forward to
thank you
attend more.
guys. Thank you so much and see you in the next session. Okay. In
Thank you,
fact, in the
ma'am.
Okay.
session and in the next session, there'll be those things which we were talking about. How do we reduce biases, rating system, and technical stuff like this normalization that is bell curve. So, what is this all about? So, it will be very interesting. Okay. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Take care. Bye bye.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
everyone.
bye.